on a Sunday, where three nerdy friends talk about all things nerd, geek, and pop culture related. I am one third of the nerd, Sonny, and the other two gentlemen on the screen with me are Manny and Frank.
Am I the
I have
two
nothing to
thirds or
cover.
am I the thirds? Like which one am I?
Uh, you can be the tail end, I guess.
Okay. I'll be
I want
whatever
to be
one.
Mr. Meeseeks. Look at me.
Mr. Meeseeks.
Hi, Mr. Meeseeks. Look at me. All right.
I promise we have things to talk about.
Do
we're
we?
not
I
just
hope
gonna
so.
Big
make,
news happened.
we're not gonna make stupid voices and talk about nothing the whole time, but we might.
Don't make promises.
Talk about nothing all the time already.
It's
All
true.
right. Well, who wants to start it?
You already blurted it out. You can't contain yourself. I don't think.
No. I mean, mine. We're gonna just. Okay, fine. Zack Snyder's coming out.
Ooh.
The Zack Snyder cut of Justice League is coming out.
You're really
It's
mind
not
blown by
even-
this.
You know why I'm mind blown? Because
I gave up on it, man, because I didn't think it would ever happen.
correct. The fans made this happen. There was a little whisper, little whispers that
Fairy dust.
that Zack Snyder did make his movie, and Josh Whedon just completely changed it up and made his own thing. Which he brought in Danny Elfman, and we were like, "Oh man, it's gonna be so cool. We'll be able to hear the old school Batman theme and see Ben Affleck." And
They played it for what, 4 seconds while Batman
4
jumps off.
seconds.
He jumps
dude.
off a
And
2-foot roof, and like
Yeah.
they play it. It's like
now,
they cut it.
fun
After that.
fact, Frank, I went with you. Did I go with Sonny too, or no? Go see Justice League.
Oh,
I think it was Yumi.
No, yeah, I did.
And
Did you come with us?
I did, yeah.
Okay,
why don't I remember that experience?
so because it's unmemorable.
Yeah.
So when we went to go see Justice League, we were actually late for the movie, so
Yes,
we
we were.
missed the first terrible Superman
Oh
scene
yeah,
of his mustache.
you're right.
We then missed probably one of the cool / cheesy parts of Batman in the beginning, and then we just went into the whole Wonder Woman scene.
Yeah, we missed the
Yeah.
Superman talking to the camera with his fake face, and then we missed Batman doing whatever on the rooftop with a bad guy.
Which wasn't too bad. It really wasn't. There was an extended version, I guess, that came out on the internet or something. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was an extended version. I'm just high right now. But anyway, there was...
Just gonna gloss over that there, buddy.
Maybe. But there was... It's legal in Illinois. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, I ain't talking nothing about legals.
Go
ahead.
The thing came out, or a whisper came out, like I said, came out that this was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because Danny Elfman said, "Nope, it's not real. It's not happening. I remember that. It's not going to happen."
What does
But
Danny
then
Elfman know?
Momoa-
Why are we listening to him?
Well, I guess you could listen to Danny Elfman because he was
More of an
there
insider than anyone
and
else, I guess.
he saw the whole movie before anyone. He made the scenes and all that.
Yeah.
And then Momoa, I want to say it was Momoa the first one who kind of did his own little about it. And then it just kind of like, it was like a wave. Like you hear it, and then you didn't hear about it, then you heard about it some more. And then all of a sudden, Zach himself is posting, I don't even know what kind of social media app it is. It's a weird social media. But he was posting these black and white photos of Justice League.
How long ago is this now? I think I remember that. But...
This is going back far. Like I just posted one on our chat. I think it was probably last Father's Day, where he posted the Dark Side photo where it was black and white. And
oh my god, man! This movie came out March 13th, 2018.
Yeah, dude.
2 years.
2 years. That's actually not that bad if you think about it. That's kind of nuts.
And
there's already a uncut version or a different version of it coming out.
When is it coming out anyway?
21st, 2021.
2021. So 3 years later. That's like unprecedented. I don't think anything has ever happened like this before.
Superman 2. Superman 2 is similar to it because there's two versions of Superman 2. I believe it's Don. Everyone who's listening to this and is a Superman fan and is yelling out the name right now. But the Donner cut.
Richard Donner, yeah.
Richard Donner. There's that one, and then there's the other one as well. So they're kind of similar, but you're right, man. This is completely crazy.
And I mean, it's like 3 years later, half of them already dropped out. It's like, I don't know, everybody like wrote the movie off. It's pretty insane that it happened.
But that's what I'm saying. So it just hit me today. I didn't watch Ben Affleck's announcement to it, or not announcement, but talking about it. And it got me thinking, what if this is a mass, huge success, and it just puts everything back on track for DC? Like, I get it. It's not going to happen. Like, how much change is going to happen? How much... I mean, we all saw Sucker Punch, and I wouldn't be surprised if Sonny liked it, but I don't think you liked it, Frank, and I didn't like it. Yeah. And
I didn't hate it, but I didn't, like, love it, so...
And I get it. Like, he's not God. Man of Steel has its own kind of perks and all that, but and it has its flaws. What? Don't go there?
But is he...
We're going to have to go there.
Is he actually going to reshoot things, or are they just recutting?
It just came out today that he's not going to reshoot anything, but
really?
more of his ideas are going to be in it. So I get it. It's not going to change it completely, but what if? What if we won't get the Batman with Ben Affleck, but what about if we get Justice League 2? You know, what about if we get Man of Steel 2 with little Batman in there?
I think they would be dumb not to do another Justice League, whether it's a reboot or...
I mean, it'd be weird because, a nice little segue to one of my articles. Warner Brothers is going to shell out $20 to $30 million just to get this thing done.
Yeah, and it's willing to.
Yeah, willing to, but they're not going to get any money back because this is going to HBO Max. I mean, they're going to...
They're gonna get the money back from HBO Max.
Well,
like, they get it. Like, this is kind of like a throwaway. What's up?
They'll probably do a Blu-ray release for it.
Yeah, later. We're talking about maybe a year down or 6 months. But
it's weird though, because how could you spend that money and there's no guarantee you'll get anything back?
There is. HBO. They're basically betting that HBO Max is
going to pay them $30 million to be like, we will take this cut.
Wait, so Max comes out this year?
They paid them a lot already, but I think HBO does own Warner Brothers, or Warner Brothers owns HBO. It's one of the two.
I think it's Warner Brothers owns HBO.
When does Max come out? Does it come out this fall?
No, it comes out this May. It's coming out pretty soon.
Oh, already? Oh, the end of May. Yeah, I'm looking at it now. Okay. Well, I don't know.
I mean, either way, someone's taking a huge loss because they either have to pay for the movie, which is going to have to at least double what they're paying to put the money to get the final cut done, or Warner Brothers is going to take the hit. Go, well, for good PR purposes, we're willing to lose $30 million and put it on here to maybe make their money back from HBO for the right to play it. I don't know. I mean, if you really look at it, everything kind of underperformed up to Justice League. Like Batman vs Superman, I hate that movie with a passion. Man of Steel had at first had some good ideas, but I thinking about it more and more, it's just kind of lackluster. Fails to even try to make a new Superman. Wonder Woman was like, yeah, go ahead. What's up, Joe Rogan?
You know what? Keep going. Does he do that? That's funny because I don't even watch that.
I don't even know if he does.
You know what? Keep going. I'm sorry. I'll put a pin in it because I just want to make sure of this.
Wonder Woman was a hit, and then Justice League. I think it made money, but nowhere near what they thought it would be. After Batman vs Superman, the hype of of like a sequel to it or Justice League movie dropped really really bad. Then the trailer came out and all this CGI bad guy stuff. I mean, it's gonna take a lot for anything to get back on track because even now we're still waiting for Wonder Woman 2 to come out. We don't know if that's gonna still be
When
able
you
to
say
actually.
on track, I think that means different things to different people. Like the studios probably like they're still cranking movies, so it's I mean for us it's off track because we don't like the movies that much, but
Well, I mean, you can't agree yourself on that one, but I mean, no, but like because now they're no, because so far I don't, so far there hasn't been a connection as far as I'm aware after Justice League. Like, oh yeah, we're in the same universe. It's just more single films being put out instead of building to something else.
yeah,
Um,
Origins
so,
and
again, I mean,
You're
from
talking
the
about besides
from
Aquaman and Wonder Woman, right?
and Shazam.
Shazam is in that world. 'Cause look at the Batarang and
I mean,
Superman
sure. I mean,
oh yeah,
yeah.
the
I
Bad
mean,
Ring, yeah.
I mean,
and
yeah,
Superman.
but
I
was there
guess it
any
doesn't.
clear
It never
like
references the events of the movie or
yeah,
anything like that.
that's what I'm saying. I mean, like
But it
even
is in universe, but it's just no
they do,
continuation of that story.
yeah, and that's kind of the kind of problem. I mean, they shit the bed so bad, so early, so fast. It's really hard to be like, this is going to be the saving grace to it. Now, if it's a good cut, cool. It just makes it more frustrating that
But
they wasted
no
their
matter how
time
much
in
you
it. And
polish or cut a turd, you can't make it really not be a
So
turd. So
yeah,
I think you have to rephrase that, Sonny. Them failing so fast and so quick. Granted, they only failed on the third movie. On the third movie. So they didn't really fail on Man of Steel, did it? Was it? Well, I don't know the box office
I
numbers. Does
remember
anyone
people
know the box
were
office? It was a mixed
not,
bag, right?
well, people were
it's
not
mixed.
on the same page. I liked it when I saw it originally.
Let me look up Man of Steel. But anyway, I think Man of Steel was a success because we didn't have a good Superman movie in a while, and blah blah blah.
Yeah, and it gave them
Yes,
confidence to release more stuff.
yeah. So okay, it got 56%. So maybe.
I would
Okay,
say they have. I say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 movies so far. I think 2 are good.
Wonder
You know,
Woman.
I forgot about this. I
And
forgot about the
Two
Suicide
might
Squad.
be
So never mind.
2 good, 2 decent, and the rest bad.
But
In
that's a
my
my
bad choice.
point that I was trying to get before I kind of went off topic is they failed with the two biggest franchises, and that's why they failed. They failed with Batman, and they failed with Justice League. With that
Yeah,
had
and
Superman.
that's a pretty big thing to
Yeah.
like just derail the
Well,
whole thing.
well,
And
Sony
and again, I
franchises.
mean,
They put Batman
yeah, I
and
mean,
Superman together and killed Man of Steel 2 and
yeah,
did a bad Justice League. So, I mean, that's like a lot.
it's a lot.
Can I go back to
It's
the
a
whole 30 million thing being a lot of money and they're not returning any investment on that?
yeah.
Sonny, I don't think, and I'm not saying I'm a pro at it, but I don't think you understand how valuable these streaming service can be and could be. Granted, you and I and Frank are only paying a mere $10 a month for Netflix or $8 for Disney Plus, but you also have to understand how many people are signing up for it. So if you think 30 million is a lot just for a movie
Now,
that just released, yeah.
how many of those are going to be a free trial run just to see that movie and nothing
I was
else?
going to say
Which is
that
fine.
too.
I get it. But here's this. How much for HBO Max do you think they paid to have Friends?
150 million.
425 million
Jesus.
for a rerun.
Yeah.
For a rerun. They put together for the cast to have their own thing back and to have their own episode, 20 million. And then just to look at Netflix, because I saw another article here. So this I'm getting from IndieWire, and then they have a link to another article for IndieWire. I forgot. Seinfeld is going to be on Netflix 2021. How much do you think they spent for that?
For what now?
For Seinfeld, how much do you think Netflix spent?
Seinfeld?
Yeah.
Netflix? I don't know. 220, 250?
500 million.
Oh my God.
So a mere 30 million. It's just like a drop in the bucket. Now, hopefully, it does a lot for this, but I
compared to what their money they're dropping.
they're gonna get back because they automatically got a subscription for me that I might not be on day one. So guess what? They're not going to have to save money on me because I'm not getting the subscription right now because there's nothing I really want to watch. So I'm not going to be one of those first people that actually saves money on the subscription. I'm going to get it next year, maybe closer to when the movie actually comes out. So they're going to get an instant, what is this, $20 for me? If that's how much this is. How much is HBO Max? Do you have that in front of you?
I think it's $14.99, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's why I wasn't even gonna get it because even the discount they're giving right now, it doesn't really make sense. It's kind of funny, but
yeah, I believe
that's
it's 15.
my whole thing. I think 30 million is it's 15. It's really nothing, and it's not gonna cost them as much as you think, Sonny.
I mean, right now it does because they don't have anything else coming in. There's no again, Wonder Woman 2 is not out. Nothing's being played in theaters. They're again like a lot of companies are hemorrhaging cash. And on a streaming side, HBO right out the gate is spending a lot of money. Netflix is still, I think, in the black. They're not making a profit yet. Like this is
Black is good. Remember, black is good.
Red. So
remember Black Friday.
They're not even in the black yet. Then I mean, and they've been around for a while, and sooner or later, it's gonna burn somebody. Like again, like Disney Plus when it first came out. Oh, like the first month, oh, it's so cool, and then the free trial ended, and people stopped talking about it. They saw what they wanted to see.
One?
They gave up.
For
Disney Plus. Now, yes, obviously people still have it, but the hype died down. Like either way, someone is eventually going to get hurt from this kind of like, well, we could spend. We'll take that uncut version of that movie for like $200 million.
We're the ones who benefit from the streaming war. Who cares if they lose? I mean, I really don't.
I care because when there's not options, because when there's not any more options, one person controls it and they tell us how much to pay. That's how cable got to where it is now.
Or one of them ends up being free. Because there's more.
It's never going to be free.
So look at YouTube. YouTube's free. Those people are making millions of dollars. Look at Twitch. Twitch is free. Those guys are making more money than D-leaguers.
Well, you might need to see some ad free.
The top guys are making money because of ads. It might be free content to watch, but in order to get the money, you need viewership, you need ad revenue, you need merchandise, you need Patreon, you need a bunch of stuff to actually make it work.
You don't need Patreon, but some of those people that just work on themselves, they don't pay anything and they still get it. YouTube gets it. Like there's money elsewhere. So
yeah, but
if
you
one
could
of these
see
fails,
options though out there where they could say we're no longer going to charge. We're going to do ad supported version or whatever.
And there's some people that are okay with that.
YouTube doesn't carry what it used to carry because now, again, there's a lot of channels, a lot of people getting banned or like, oh, you're not child friendly, you're not this and that. This is what happens when there's no other option for you to go. Companies can start regulating what they feel that should be on there, even though it's free made content and they're not necessarily paying for that content. But they're telling you if you use this type of word in there, or you use this, or you say this, we can take you off. We can shadow ban you. We can cancel your whole channel. It's that, and that's what happens when there's no other option to go to. When there's only one person that tells you what to do, that's what's going to happen. And these streaming services, again, like every channel is now having their own services. Was it ABC,
NBC?
And I mean, there's so many different. And the problem is,
because TV's dying, guys. That's why.
Yep. TV's I haven't had cable for 8 years.
So, and you wouldn't have HBO any other way without a streaming service. So you can't really blame them. I explained it to you guys about, you guys were kind of making fun of HBO having like 5 different apps, but those apps are for different clientele. Like HBO Go is for people that already have Comcast or AT&T, but want HBO on the go. HBO Now is for people who don't have, what was that?
Why not just give them the access to HBO Now? If you own HBO, you don't need a separate app. Just use the one that's here. Just type in your cable provider or they come up with a certain code, and now you have access to it.
They
Why
have
do you
that
have
like a pass-through sign-in.
Well, that's what I'm
So
saying. Like it doesn't make sense to have
maybe
so many different
because
choices.
maybe they have a contract or something, man, or something like that. There's some stuff behind the scenes that maybe stop them with it.
Probably the
But that's not the
cable
thing.
companies,
Now
probably.
they are doing what you're saying because pretty soon HBO Now is not going to be a thing. It's going to be HBO Max. So you're right. They're killing it anyway.
Hmm.
You can't really blame them, man. Like, it's a corporation, yeah. Everything's streaming. I don't even own a cable box. I have an Apple TV and everything's in there. So
Yeah.
I'm happy with all these streaming services with that. Granted, yes, it starts paying, I mean, you start paying the same amount as cable, but now that's not part of this whole bargain anymore now. The bargain is you don't have to have these huge boxes in your house or have someone come out to your house to install something. Now you just need internet, and you have this home kind of setup now, internet setup.
I mean, it's kind of the same thing though. You still need something to get started. You still have to pay someone to get the internet going, and then if let's just say Warner Brother teams up with Disney, and now one owns the internet, one owns majority of the streaming services. Now it's over $200 for it. I'm being very
Mm-hmm.
hyperbolic, but what if it's like internet's now $200 for the base? It's 60, $80 a month to stream with Disney and all these other things because Netflix died or Hulu died, and now they acquired all of their assets
Yeah.
and all
Well, the
their
other thing they could
contracts,
do
and
is
now
they
they
could
set the
say,
price.
pay us for internet and we'll bundle in these 4 services for free, but your internet service bill is now $200.
Yeah,
So
which
they're replacing one
it's
bill for
a
another.
deal. Yeah,
They don't
you
want
know,
to lose out on the cable revenue.
and
So,
and that's the biggest issue that I have with all this. That's why I don't like Disney as much as I do, because when you start eating up everything around you, you set the price, you set the demand. Like I said,
Sure.
don't be
and that's fine.
like no, it's not fine
It
because
is because that's
it's
how
not.
corporations work, man. That's the world.
No.
There's a lot of like sub brands that you don't even know about. Like there's like even in like the world of like hygiene, there's like one company, P&G, that owns like 10 different brands, and you're going to the store and you buy one brand, you think you're buying from a different company, but no,
And
it's this one company that owns all 10
It's
brands.
sunglasses are like that too, like
have,
Ray Bans.
have,
I forgot what company owns them all.
Yeah. Yeah.
have you not learned from like sci-fi movies or stuff like that? Like it is a very real possibility that that it
Corporations
is
will rule the
like
world.
because I think right now, like majority of all everything, it's only 6 companies that like run everything, like Warner
I,
Brother,
I
Disney,
think it
and
already happened, man. We're like too late at this point.
I don't want to say too late, but we are getting to
I
again
would.
we're getting to the point like that because
The
again
USA runs on consumerism. It doesn't run
like
on anything
you
else.
like you might be okay with spending that much money, but when is too much too high? But now you have no option but to get it because there's nowhere else to go,
Well, we just
and
learned that lesson
that's
today, spending 40 minutes to buy toys.
yes. For two fucking things. But like again,
Did
like
you buy
what
them?
if
Yeah, we got them.
God, yeah, finally shit.
I bought one
What if
extra for this guy by accident, so now I have an extra one I don't want.
We'll talk about it later.
but what if Disney goes, okay, here's his base tier. Now here's the second tier. Here's gold tier. Here's gold platinum tier. You want
Mhm.
everything, it's gonna cost so
Bro, you
much.
live in
Well, yeah,
America. That's how it is right
but
now.
this is when the pirating will come back in full force, and they'll be like, you
There's
know
always
what?
gonna be those
We're gonna
rebels
stick
or
it to the
that
man.
resistance. Yeah.
And then there'll be ad-free versions to get some more share of the business. But it does seem like history is going to repeat itself, and the companies are desperately trying to replace their existing cable customers with streaming services and stuff like that.
And that's the problem. Again, like right now, there's so many
You don't
options.
have to
That's
get them,
great.
dude. I mean, you could
No,
spend
no,
Yeah.
anywhere
you
from
don't have
0
to,
to
but
$20 a month, and you're good.
but again, what if you only have one option left?
So
And that's what I'm saying.
how many services do you guys have right now, like streaming?
I've
I
got
probably have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I like 5 or 6,
I
and
got 3.
I
Are we
probably
just
spend
talking
like
about video?
just
Oh no,
streaming movies, streaming video.
I only have 2
Are,
actually.
you would only have two. Which one are those two?
So I personally pay for Netflix, and I pay for Disney Plus, and then my
The other
sister
ones
pays.
Yeah, he pays for Disney Plus, and he hates Disney. They got you. The man got you.
Well, I got cousins, I got family members, so I pay. They pay me half or
Okay, wait.
whatever.
What's the most you would pay? Like, well, Disney is probably a bad example because they have a limited amount of stuff.
Yeah,
But like,
Still,
what's
like
the
they have
most you would pay for that?
stuff, but their stuff is the hardest to find, and there's only $8.
Yeah. Well, and you think about your kids, or if you have kids, they're gonna watch Lion King 20 times. So it's like, I
If you
don't
think
want to.
about it, those movies are $20 on their own.
Yeah, they're
And
25 bucks. Yeah.
so,
I don't know. It's a tough situation. I mean, it's growing nonstop. I mean, now we have a new one every month, basically.
I
like
think I have 4 video ones.
4? Yeah, I got about 5. I pay probably 30,
I might have 5.
$40 for all 5.
I have Hulu.
Yeah.
I have Netflix.
Mhm.
I have Disney Plus.
Mhm. Prime Video.
I don't count Prime Video because I'm paying for Prime for that.
Yeah,
But I guess you could say
Sure.
Prime Video. I don't really use it that
Sure.
much. And
What
then
about,
I have, what did I say?
do you have Shutter? I
I
got
have
Shudder.
Apple TV. I don't have Shutter, but that's the other thing too. We could share some of these, like Disney
And
Plus.
you could
lets
go on
share
and
with
off too.
people.
Like if you're in a horror mood, get it for 1 month, turn it off. That kind of stuff.
And that's the key too. There's no contracts. Where at cable back in the day, there was contracts with that, and you couldn't jump around and take stuff off, put
And
stuff
you'd have to
on.
call in and wait for an hour to cancel anything.
Yeah,
Um,
this is now. Granted, this is the new cable system, but
Yeah.
I rather have it this way than having someone come out and drill something in. Granted, they're going to do that for internet, but
Yeah.
I don't even think they're going to do that anymore. Most of the houses have cable already.
I'm waiting for fiber, but it hasn't happened by me.
Oh yeah, even that fiber. When someone comes out, I mean, it's going to be
Yeah.
5G. Man. It might not even be fiber. We'll
My
probably
mom
go
just
to
got it.
5G.
I did a streaming test and it was insane. Wi-Fi was like 500 megabit down, and wired connection was like 800, 900.
Yeah, I
I
got.
was really jealous.
Here. I get 1,000 gigabytes here. I only get 300 Wi-Fi, and then
Only this guy. I get like
well,
30 Wi-Fi.
all right,
30
Let's
Wi-Fi,
move on.
60 wired.
let's move. You got 4G speeds.
Shit.
Let's move on from this. Anyone else got a part?
Nah, I don't like talking about money and corporations.
No. Like, does anyone else have another news article? We're done with the whole Disney
Yeah,
Plus.
I
Or
got
Sonny, are
news.
you done? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I do have a piece of news that ties in with all that, with the
look at that.
Snyder stuff.
Okay.
David Ayer, the director of Suicide
There's gonna be an Ayer cut now.
Yeah, he went to
I heard about
Twitter, put out some kind of cryptic joke. So I think, let me see if I can find the
Ayer
hashtag.
cut.
It was hashtag release the air cut.
Well, they should. I mean, because
No!
the trailer company took over for him, right? Isn't that what happened to his movie?
The trailer company? What
They
are you
took-
talking
They
about?
didn't let him edit it because the trailer company made such a great trailer that the studio was like, "Oh my God, this is amazing! You guys should cut the movie too."
Shut up. That is
Yeah,
not
I
what
think that's
happened.
true, right, Sonny?
I don't know.
Yes,
Because
dude.
I know that the first trailer came out, it was dark and it felt more gritty, I guess. And I'm pretty sure that was like David Ayer's cut. And then I think the studio was like, no, we need to make this more fun and light. So that's when they came up with like the Bohemian
More Guardians.
Rhapsody.
More Guardians.
Yeah, it was like more neon color and bright lights and all that kind of stuff. And the reshoots were mainly the beginning of the film where they introduced all the characters, the neon sign. This is Harley Quinn and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that was. I thought that was cool. I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, I like David Ayer a lot. I mean, he directed one of my favorite war movies of all time, Fury. But
It's a tank movie. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I don't like as much as I like Suicide Squad as a fun watch. It wasn't anything
I
special.
don't mind it that much.
Fun. I don't know if I want to see his cut. Like, I mean,
Again, if it shows up on HBO Max, guess what? That's
Yeah.
another reason why I'm downloading it.
I figure why not?
Multiple editors were brought in to reshape the film, while the studio tested Ayer's more somber cut against a lighter studio favored version. This is from Vulture back in the day, back in 2016. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's gonna happen. Yeah, no, thank you, man. Just call me Clark Kent.
That was quick. I couldn't find it.
I don't think it's going to happen. I would like it to happen because I still think this Joker, even though you shamed me before, Frank, I like that Joker that was in this movie, in Suicide Squad. I think that would have been a great Joker to put against Ben Affleck's Batman.
I kind of didn't mind his, like, I didn't really have a problem with him, the way he acted, but the design was just really bothered me, and I don't know. It was just like, come on, it's just so on the head. Like, it's like I'm gonna tattoo damaged on my head instead of showing you that I'm a damaged character. I'm gonna tattoo it on my forehead so that you idiots can understand that I'm damaged.
So you could take it annoying. That way, but I was reading more on Ayer's thing. Is that the damage thing was more to piss off Batman. That no matter how much you could hit him, it doesn't matter. And the whole laughing thing, the smile on his thing, that is, if Batman even punches out his teeth, which he has already, and that's why he has grills, that he'll still smile like that no matter what. So there's little things here and there.
I like the explanation, but it's just that it doesn't come across. It doesn't come across.
Because in the movies, it's show, don't tell. So there's just a nut job with tattoos goes, look at me, I'm crazy. Ooh, I'm a clown.
I still didn't hate him as much as everybody else did. So, I mean, I don't know. To me, it was like
Joker, man. It's just he's in there for like 5 minutes.
There was at least 1 or 2 scenes where he creeped me out, man. He did creep me out bad. Like, I was just like, oh, Jesus. Like, you wouldn't want him an inch from your face, like messing with you and stuff. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's a weird.
Yeah.
What's up?
What happened?
He probably has some kind of disease or something on him. I don't want that close.
I don't know, man.
No, I mean, if you make him angry, he walks up to you and he just stands an inch from you and he's acting creepy, or he's like the way he like grabbed that one guy's face, like he slapped his face together and he was just touching him and stuff. It was just like, Jesus, man.
With Common and him making comments trying to make a move at Harley.
Yeah.
That whole scene is fucking great, dude, because he's just weird in there. He's a gangster that has the power over the city and everyone's just scared of him.
And I like when he drives away and Batman jumps on the car, and that was kind of cool.
I don't know. It was fun, man. I personally don't think Ayer's version is going to come out.
I wouldn't mind it happening.
I don't either, but I don't know how the relationship is with Ayer's and Warner Brothers. I think Ayer's talked some crap to Warner Brothers.
There was some weird stuff going on in that movie set, man. I heard a lot of weird stories.
Yeah, and then I think Warner Brothers always felt bad for Zack because how he left Suicide Squad.
Well, yeah,
how he left
his
Justice
personal
League,
reasons and stuff. Yeah,
and how much they actually changed it, like it's stuff like that. So I think they owed it more to him.
They kind of drug him through the mud as far as his name. Like they're like, well, that wasn't really his vision. It wasn't what he was gonna do. So I could see that. But with the Ayer cut, I don't know.
You know what's gonna happen, dude? Justice League is gonna come out, and it's not gonna be that great, and this is all gonna kind of like blow over. Or it could come out and blow things up, and like I said, probably bring back the whole entourage of Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and who knows? Maybe we'll get Justice League 2. So it's gonna be interesting.
Well, I mean, didn't Harry Cavill leave already?
No, I think he was going to, but he didn't leave yet.
He officially said he is not officially left Superman.
Okay, that's like I'm curious. Why don't they just use him? They really need to keep using him.
Ben Affleck did supposedly leave, but you could turn around and say he left the Batman and not this Justice League one. Or
depends on his mental state.
Come back, dude. Yeah, he could easily come back.
Well, he's the old version, and Pattinson's the young version, so you could just kind of make the leap that he aged into Ben Affleck.
But not even that, dude. I think so. They can't copy MCU. They tried and they couldn't. They did it too fast. They can't do it. And
Yeah.
if they do copy the MCU, they're gonna look like they're cheap, that they don't have any fresh ideas.
Mhm.
No, you
They
can't say
can't do it.
that.
Huh?
Can't say what
No, because like
if they try to copy.
what Marvel did was just make movies that led to something. If DC did that with good movies, it wouldn't matter because we got something good. But the fact that now again, like on
They
one
don't want
part,
to copy them.
I copy
What,
what though? Like
what do you
what?
mean?
Copy the shared universe kind of thing. I don't think they want to do that anymore because MCU nailed it and they killed it. They're the fucking bar. Everything will be compared to the MCU, and I think DC/Warner Brothers does not want to do that. And here is my example. My example is look at Joker that just came out. That's
Mhm.
not attached to any world as of right now. Granted, later on it can be, but that's not attached. They try to do Wonder Woman connected with Batman and versus Superman, and that didn't really turn out great. Granted, Batman versus Superman was the main problem, and Wonder Woman was great, but still that disconnection was there. Justice League failed. Man of Steel, and we never got the Batman movie. So
Yeah, because they didn't care about the product.
I think on accident they set themselves up. So yes, that is their own little world. But going forward with the Batman is a standalone one as of right now. That's not going to be attached to anything. Joker is a standalone movie right now. Who knows? Maybe with Wonder Woman, that you would think that's probably going to be connected, but even that time frame's a little weird. And it might have some time travel in there, so they might toss everything out. And we don't know enough about Aquaman. But I think they're setting themselves up that they're going to probably finish their arc that they made already, and they failed at. But they're going to come out with their own individual movies under the DC brand, and they're gonna go for that.
Like the origins after the fact is what they seem like they're doing.
The
Or
Joker,
standalone
the movie Joker, was that in production before Justice League or was that after it bombed with
Joker?
I believe that was after because I remember.
That's why.
I remember they wanted to do when Scorsese was attached to it. I thought it was going to be like a legit film that was a gangster, like Godfather or Goodfellas. So I want to say this was announced 2019, 2017. When did Justice League come out? You said 2 years ago?
It was March 2018.
So what's your point? That Joker was created or thought of after Justice League?
Absolutely, because again, like I know people are like you're just copying Marvel. Marvel didn't do anything revolutionary. What they did was they took their time. They invested in the characters and in the people who made it and said make a good movie and we'll go from there. DC was like, hey, we want to make money, put them together.
That's pretty unheard of what MCU just did. They did 22 movies, and they were almost all successful, minus the Thor movies. They're the only ones. But I mean, DC couldn't do it.
Well, no, because they didn't have the love or they didn't put it in the hands of people who loved and cared about it. They were like, we need to make money now. We need to get there fast. Again, like.
Well, look at how they cheaped out on Justice League. They cut so many corners on that. I was like, come on. I mean, there was a guy on YouTube who fixed Henry Cavill's face better than WB did. So if he could do it better, it's like, come on, you guys aren't even trying.
Yeah, they didn't care about it. Now, if they came with that same idea, people would be like, okay, it's cool. You're going the same route, but we're getting good stuff. But instead, they said, let's cram everybody in. Let's get everyone in one movie and see what happens and get as much cash as we can. Man of Steel, they gave it to Christopher Nolan, so he wanted to make something good because it's his name attached to it. And then Batman vs. Superman came out. Wonder Woman was something different to give from the whole
Christopher
sad,
Nolan.
somber thing.
He
I'm still
produced
stuck
Man
on
of
what you're
Steel.
saying there.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Oh, okay.
his name is still attached to it, so it's like
I completely forgot about that.
like like if my name's gonna be attached to it, it has to at least be
That was probably
something
a
like
way for him to get out, like just say, yeah, I'll attach my name, whatever. Like,
Oh yeah, that was more of look who made the great Batman movies. Guess what? He's attached to the Man of Steel. Watch this. Look at me.
this is a
I
great
think
way to
that's what that
jumpstart our
was.
universe to have Nolan's
Yeah.
name.
you can
Because he's like,
definitely
dude, I'm not
have.
running this freaking thing. I'm not freaking
Oh, yeah,
Kevin
no.
Feige. I want to go do Tenet. I want to go do my own movies, whatever I want to do.
But that's what I'm saying though. Like you clearly tell, like that first half feels kind of like a Nolanish film. A lot of the angles and the music, and like and then at the end it goes Dragon Ball Z fuck shit crazy, and it's like, oh, now we're now
Now
this is
we're
what
in
you're gonna
Snyder's
here to
movie.
see. Yeah,
But
exactly. So,
hmm
but
but
that's
that's what I'm
also
saying.
because how successful the Dark Knight was. The Dark Knight trilogy was. That I mean, that's what they thought people wanted. And that's why when MCU came out, they were a little more down to earth, more realistic, and then it just slowly transferred.
There was some
Exactly.
stuff, like, I'm
Had
not
to
the
pick it up.
biggest Superman fan, but there was definitely a couple moments where I was like, that's not even the correct, that's not how his parents would behave. Like, I was just like, I'm not even a Superman snob, like I said. But I was like, I just noticed weird stuff in it. But I liked the movie overall. But I don't know. I just
It
felt
was
it was
trying
weird.
to be more realistic. I think that had the lens, and I always said this, uh, that had the lens of the Dark Knight trilogy, and it wanted. I think at first it wanted to be a Dark Knight trilogy, and I could even argue that
Hmm.
that's what they were trying to go for.
I think,
And
yeah,
I've always said
realistic
it.
and origin.
Yeah, I've always said it to whoever I find who's a Superman fan. I'm like, I feel bad for you because you never got your trilogy. Like I got my Dark Knight trilogy, and it was fantastic from beginning to
What
end.
do those people say to you?
And Man of Steel, like they agree with me.
They do?
Like some of them really like Man of Steel because it's the only thing they got of
Yeah,
a
modern,
modern Superman.
right?
Um, but
Except
I
for the
mean, they agree with
Brandon,
me,
whatever
man.
his name is, the
Yeah.
Superman Returns movie.
So I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say anymore. I mean, I'm gonna watch the cut, and that new Wonder Woman looks kind of insane. Like just the imagery and the posters. I mean, I haven't actually finished Wonder Woman Part 1, but I hear it's very good.
You don't
What?
finish nothing. You
No,
don't finish
I got to where she goes to the trenches. She climbs out of the trenches and she does
That's the
her
best part.
The
walking.
best scene, and then you turn it off.
Yeah,
Granted,
I
granted
think I
that is
just
the
didn't
best
finish
scene
it.
of the movie. That's okay if you didn't watch the rest.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I meant to. I didn't hate it, like I said, but
Like on drugs or something. I don't know, man.
um.
Never finished
Well,
nothing.
you know what? BVS, Batman vs Superman. I was watching it on a plane one time, and this guy, when it was over, we were leaving the plane. I grabbed my bag, and this guy walked past me, and he's like, "Were you watching that new Batman vs Superman movie?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Man, that movie sucks." And he kept going, and I just stuck with me, dude. This is years ago. I mean, the movie came out 2016. I'm looking right here. And I was like, well, because this was right when it released on digital, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll watch it on the plane. I'm gonna watch it again because I really love the warehouse Batman scene and stuff.
Yeah.
And so I'm watching it again, and I just I'm grabbing my stuff, and this guy like just stops like on his way out.
It
I was like, yeah, man, but I like the Batman stuff. He's like,
What
yeah, he just keeps going.
to be honest, what I appreciate of Zack Snyder is that he loves the comic stuff and he'll try to follow it to a T. Like you can watch Watchmen, and that's
Mm.
basically like reading the novel, the graphic novel, except at the end. But he's not afraid to put his own little spin on it. And at first, that would annoy me. It's like for Man of Steel, like he puts his own little spin on that. But I appreciate it now, man. Like I'm glad he got his chance to make his own movie again. I don't
Mhm.
like Justice League right now.
Yeah,
I was disappointed in Batman versus Superman. I
yeah,
did like the uncut version, and now that is the only version I watch of that movie. But
yeah.
yeah,
Well, we'll see what happens here with the Snyder cut. Hopefully
But
it lives up to all the hype, man. I mean, this is so much hype.
going back to what Sonny said, I really don't think Warner Brothers wants to be compared to the MCU, and
Of course not, but it's
I
inevitable.
think that is why they're going to go a different route, and we're starting to see that route.
Mm-hmm.
That
They
route
are.
might change now, depending how Justice League Zack Snyder is going to be, but I don't, and it takes too much time, man. It took 22 years to really hit it. I don't think they want to do 22 years
Because
You
he's
mean
lazy.
22
making
movies?
Justice League movies.
Because he's lazy.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, 22 years, 10 movies, and they didn't
It
have
was
that
like
kind
10
of time.
years, 11 years.
They didn't have that kind of time, and they tried to circumvent that, but now they have to go back on it and not only repair what they messed up, but like rebuild again. So it's like took them longer and cost them more money in the end. So I don't know.
And to be honest, I don't know if they even
James
have the
Gunn,
story
though.
that could do it, man. I
Suicide
think
Squad 2, James Gunn's gonna do a great job on that. I have faith in him, dude. He is not gonna do a bad job on that.
Why are they trying to make Suicide Squad like Guardians of the Galaxy?
It's fun, dude. I've always liked the concept of it, and there are some good Justice League episodes, some good comics. Even that's why I kind of like the movie, even though it's not a great movie, the 2016 original. But when I heard he was gonna do it, I was like, dude, this is gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be good effects, fun, humorous, action adventure. It's gonna be good. I'm good with
I'd
that.
rather have Guardians 3.
Well, yeah, we're still gonna get it, but it took a lot longer.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just want someone just to
Wait,
sit down and be like, hey, we're gonna make a good Batman movie from 1, 2, and 3 all the way, like a solid one continuous story, make it unbelievable where no one could ever top it in its life or something. Or give me something like put some effort into DC characters besides Batman. I love Batman, but
Sure.
DC has more to offer than just Batman and Superman. There's so many good stories, so many opportunities for
Sure.
great things. They just keep going back to what they think is going to make money, and then when they mess it up, it sets them back.
Well,
not only their main characters, but everyone else.
there's more characters than Joker as well, so it's like you guys gotta look past
Yeah.
Joker. Like he's got enough limelight. He's got his own movie. He shows up in freaking Suicide Squad and Birds of Prey a little bit. Not really, but I don't know. It's just like, dude, there's other villains, man. There's other stuff going on.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch Aquaman or no?
I did.
Yeah.
I won't even ask what you thought.
We have a funny story.
Go ahead.
What's the funny
story? What did we go watch? Was it No, it wasn't Godzilla. What came out around the same time as Aquaman?
Let's see. This is 2018, 2 years ago. Was it? I have no idea. I couldn't honestly tell you. No,
was it Jojo Rabbit?
We went to see something. No, it wasn't that.
No,
that
was last year.
That was 2019. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it doesn't matter. Somehow we made it all together. Oh, was it? No, it wasn't Dr. Sleep either. But somehow we made it all together and we went to go see a movie. That happens very, very rarely, right? So we leave this movie, and lo and behold, Aquaman is showing. And I think this is already a long time that Aquaman has been out. I don't think it's new or anything like that. I think it was in the theater for a little bit.
Yeah.
I almost think even a month.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, we've walked past it, and we tell Frank, hey, let's sneak into Aquaman. Let's see if it's
only like 10 minutes past.
Decent. Yeah, it's only 10 minutes, and we're about to get a free movie. And Frank, I think, I forgot the story.
I was like, I ain't wasting my time. Something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, you weren't impressed with Aquaman. I'm not wasting my time. I'm like, it's free. Let's just watch it. I'm like, no.
I didn't really want to. It was like midnight already, and I was like, I don't want to end my night with a piece of crap that I don't want to see. So I did watch it on home video though, and I like the battles and stuff. But I mean, overall, it's not that good. But
I did watch it in the theater. I had to watch it in the theater.
Impressive stuff there. There's some cool stuff. The whole world down there is pretty cool to me.
I like Black Mantis in there, or not Mantis. Is it Mantis?
Black Manta.
Manta. There we go. Yeah. Black Manta.
But what's with that actor? Like, why does everyone think he's the second coming of Jesus? Like, I don't understand.
Who plays Black Manta?
Yeah. Like, I didn't think
Sonny
he was anybody special. Like,
well,
he's all right.
That's usually how it goes.
I wasn't like, oh my god, put this man in everything. Like it was just like, what?
Well, it
They
was.
they usually pick a person and goes, "You're going to be in the next 6 big movies," and then if it doesn't make money, he'll just go be doing indie stuff again. Like Tessa Thompson, that they haven't heard recently. She's like in everything you can think of.
Yeah, she's in too
Like
much.
it happens where they think like that's going to be an up and comer, and they just
And
kind of
that
scoop.
the Sterling K. Brown guy, he annoys me. I don't like him. He's in too much stuff, man. That dude is in just too
Oh,
much.
from This Is Us.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I understand he's in that show and he's good in that show, but it doesn't mean he has to be like in the next 6 movies that I watch. Like it's like, come on,
These are
dude.
haters. They make the money.
I don't know, man. It's not like personal. It's just like he's just not that amazing to me. I don't know.
I lost my train of thought, and that
Me too.
wasn't that great of a movie. We're missing a key part of that.
What?
I'm sorry. That wasn't a good story. We're missing a key part of that story. I forgot what part is it. I know I kept going in and out, and I kept calling you a pussy. No, what happened? What's the key part of that story? This is horrible.
No. Okay,
You
so
guys were willing to go see it. I didn't want to go see it.
no, because Frank tends to sleep at half of the movies that we actually see. that kind of like because like Doctor Sleep, I think he did go. He started knocking
Yeah.
out, and then like
Me too.
he's
It was so
um,
dark and comfortable. I just want
I
to
think
sleep.
we normally drink before these movies, and that's
Yeah, that makes me tired. I'm old, man. Come on,
yeah,
knock me
okay.
out.
Was it no? That was Rampage. That was a whole different
That was a
thing.
fun two-parter that night.
That was fun.
Double feature. It
That was
was.
a good night.
What was the other
What's the whole
one?
point? We're gonna move on from this, but what's the whole point with Aquaman? I forgot the running joke on that one.
Well, you guys could have gone. I mean, I had my own car.
No, we couldn't go. It had to be us three. How often do we get to hang out like that anymore? Like
Was
it
it
had
that-
to be us three.
We were doing it a lot, dude. And now, obviously, we can't, but we were doing it.
I think it
Even
was
then it was
Sonny and I were on board with it, and you weren't. Like Sonny and I walked in.
I didn't wanna
and then you
see
just
it.
Stood outside.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
He
I
was like,
think that was my argument. Like we're gonna see a movie for free right now that we don't know if it's gonna be good. I forgot what it was. Well, let's move on. This is a horrible story. We're never gonna tell my Interstellar story. Okay, let's go.
No, probably not. Any more
Is
news?
that it? We're
Well,
only on news.
Yeah, I mean,
I
I don't
know.
have anything
We,
important.
well,
that
it's
might-
going to be part of our topic anyway. Because,
I guess really quick for you Black Ops fans, the next game is going to take place in Cold War times. So there's that to look forward to.
I'm
Is
like
that
not.
official?
Yeah, I think so. I don't need
Yeah.
another Call of Duty. I could stick with this one for another year if they just update it a lot.
That's gonna be interesting what they do with this Warzone map, dude. Like I wonder if they're just gonna leave it alone.
Did you hear the rumor that
Oh.
there's going to be some kind of nuclear event that will change the map or something? I don't know.
Oh yeah, that it's in. I heard a little bit that it's in the bunker and all that.
Yeah. Well, I was hoping for zombies coming out of the bunker, but yeah, we
Me
didn't get that.
too.
That would have been
I
cool.
wanted zombies, or
Like
at
a-
least one bunker full of zombies.
You imagine like if they had another mode besides Warzone where it's kind of like co-op, but you fight zombies like you do in the zombie mode that we used to have, and then it's just like last team standing wins the match. Like you're cooperating with each other. You can't kill each other, but the last team standing against the zombies is the winner.
What if it was just Warzone with zombies? So not only you have to worry about other teams, but you got to worry about the zombies.
Oh,
too.
that would be cool too.
So
There
that
you
would
go.
be cool. And I said that in my other group
But you
of
could unleash
Call
them
of
to
Duty
help.
players that I normally don't play with, and they said they had something like that in Black Ops. Like they were more sprinkled a little bit more around the map. I don't know. I thought it would be cool. Or if you open up a bunker and that's a zombie apocalypse and they start popping up now.
That's what I was hoping.
Little things like that. So I hope so. But it's going to be interesting on what they do when the new Call of Duty comes out. Because most of us buy the new Call of Duty game and we just forget about last year's Call of Duty. But now this has a free mode called Warzone that people are actually playing on.
Wouldn't it be cool if like the Cold War happens and it destroys the Warzone map, and then you could continue playing Warzone, but it's affected by what happens in the next Call of Duty game, like the story mode. So it's kind of building on each other. That would be cool, man. I just thought of that right now. So if it's really coming true, then that'd be cool.
That's the other rumor I heard, that maybe Infinity Ward is going to hand it over to Treyarch,
Mm,
and then they'll just keep passing on the servers and
that's
all that.
interesting. Yeah. Well, because Warzone is standalone, so you don't have to have one game or the other to play Warzone.
But the memory though is gonna kill you though, because
Well,
like in
mine,
order to play Warzone, you have to download the whole game, but you don't have access to it.
Right, right.
well, how many gigabytes do you have on your game? Have you checked? I know some people that they have 200.
155.
Oh my
155?
God, 200?
Yeah.
I
So,
thought I heard 200. I have 100 gigs.
Yeah, mine's
And
like 100, 120, or
oh no. Like, because like if you check just the memory storage, it's fine. But I think you have to go to like settings or something like that to check the actual number. It's like 155, like most.
well, the part that sucks is the update doesn't care if you have enough free space.
Yeah.
It wants like double in order to install it, even though it's not going to end up using that much. But it
Yeah.
just wants it in order to copy it. So it's stupid. It's like I have the memory, but you want
Yeah,
double to copy it.
Yeah.
So hoping
Fair
PS5 alleviates that, man, someday.
I mean, it's really interesting to think of it that way, where basically they're carrying over a whole server game to the new
Yeah.
game, but you still have to download the new game to play the old game.
Mhm.
It's kind of, I mean, I don't know how to feel
The
about
game
that.
is so fun though. Like this is the best Call of
It
Duty
is
in a
fun.
long time. Like probably since the original. I don't
Yeah.
even. It's really good.
it
I mean,
does
we were
feel like
talking. Me and Manny were playing the other day, and we were like both after a difficult match. Like we were saying, we had elevated heart rates and stuff, man. Like it actually
Yeah.
gets going, man. It's like holy cow, you feel the
I will
stress,
probably
man.
play after this podcast, maybe, hopefully.
Well, you know, the other thing was like the stress. It makes you play differently because you're not as sharp, you're not as accurate, you know, because you're like freaking out and you're like, where is this guy? What? You make mistakes and it's like it's just so much more involving because you know that you can't respawn. So you have one life and that's it. It just makes it better.
So let's touch base on our nerd outs before we take this
Mhm.
up further. Um,
Let's do that.
one of my nerd outs is, remember my story about the MLB The Show issue
Yes.
that I was having, that my franchise just got erased and
Oh yeah, that's right.
there was a bug. So apparently, I found a bug in the game. They have reached out to me. They told me they found my issue that's going on, and they're going to look to fix it. Unfortunately, when the update comes out, my game will not be fixed.
Yeah. No retro.
And I asked them, so can you tell me what exactly happened? I have a feeling I knew what happened, but can you tell me? No, they didn't. They couldn't tell me.
They're not going to admit it.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess they're not going to admit it like that. But so they told me they couldn't fix it, so they gave me some free stuff in the game,
Oh yeah.
which is pretty cool.
What did you end up getting?
So in a lot of these sports games now have like card games that you build in, or that they built in,
Mhm.
kind of like collecting cards. So they gave me some packs so I could build my like fantasy team.
What comes out of the packs? Like jerseys and stuff, or like
no,
what?
like cards. So the card, like you know how collecting baseball cards, some people do that. So you collect baseball cards in the game. There's a mode that you collect baseball cards in the game, and then you actually use that player on that card on your team if you want to.
Mm.
So it's both like a fantasy team kind of thing, and also collecting cards.
Okay.
And then some stuff you might have, like maybe you'll get a card with a bat on it. You can use that bat in the game, and sometimes that bat gives you like extra hitting power.
Okay.
So I got some stuff for that. I got some stuff for a franchise when I start building that up again. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Nerd out, and I finally finished Clone Wars.
Yes.
And I finished it 58 minutes ago. This podcast is going 58 minutes.
Did you finish, Sonny, or no?
I did. Yes, I did. I stopped thinking for a minute. Yeah.
Wait,
Okay,
so everybody here has watched everything for Clone Wars, right?
Yeah.
And audience people, beware.
So hold on.
This is your warning.
Maybe we'll leave it. We'll leave it for the end. We'll leave it for the end, like we did for Shutter.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do that.
So okay. So Clone Wars was fantastic. No spoilers right now.
Mhm.
Especially the last 4 episodes were great, dude. I feel like they really kicked up the CGI there.
Oh my God, they did.
Home for it. So that was
stuff
awesome.
they pull off really great.
Yeah. I think that's the rest of my nerd outs. I don't think I have anything else.
Sonny, you got nerd outs?
Yes. I started playing God of War. Um,
There's a guy.
um, I mean,
There's
I
a guy.
told you, once I got my battle pass to
I didn't.
level 100, I would start playing it.
I didn't remember
Um,
saying that. That's why I was like,
You
I
never
just kept
said
thinking.
that.
I did.
I don't think so. We'll go
I
back to the
did.
tapes. Show us the
Go
receipts.
ahead. We haven't. But
Somebody in our audience find
um,
it.
it's fun. It's fun. It's hard. It's frustrating at times because I think I chose like the second hardest mode to play it in.
Why?
Really?
Because I
Dude,
have.
that game is freaking hard. You're gonna be. It's gonna take you twice as long.
That's fine. I haven't played a game that challenged me in a while because again, like I've been a casual gamer for a couple of years now because of
Yeah.
everything else in my life. So like so when I
Sure.
pick up a fun, easy game, I was like, you know what? Let me turn it up a notch a little bit, and like because again, like you were talking about Warzone,
Yeah.
I haven't felt like that playing a multiplayer game in a long time. Where
Yeah, man.
you have to be careful with every step. You're looking around, you're scanning
Talk to each other. Work
the
with each
hills
other.
and the roofs and everything, and like your heart and like you tense up, be like, oh shit, this is exciting. So I wanted to kind of feel like that,
Mm.
and I get
Oh,
frustrated
okay.
and some of the fights in God of War, but when I finally do it, I feel good. I'm like, oh shit, that was great. I
Sense
beat
of
it.
accomplishment.
So yeah. So
How far did you get?
right now, I just met the world serpent at
Okay.
the lake.
Mm.
So
It's impressive,
that's
man.
that's
The,
what.
the the graphical stuff they pull off is
Yeah,
amazing.
I don't know why we need PlayStation 5 when games
Seriously,
like
man.
this were still made. I don't get it. But it's fun so far. That
Looks
first
so
boss
good.
fight was amazing fun.
God, that was
It
amazing.
was the
Cool, man.
visuals and the banter. It was great.
I've never seen
Um,
action like that in a game. Like, I mean, I play a lot of games, man. I've
oh,
never seen anything like that.
I don't. Hey, do you ever play Zora's Wrath or no?
I played the intro where the guy's like bigger than the size of a planet and he's trying to kill you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, I mean, like it was kind of like that, but like more toned down, because that
yeah.
game is nuts. That game is
Game's
nuts. But
nuts.
yeah, I mean, again, it's fun. I am invested. I mean, it's
Cool.
funny. Just like the like I saw the memes about the like boy all the time, but
Yeah,
my
yeah,
God,
yeah.
he does say it all the time. Boy,
It's like,
it's
boy,
like yeah, Dad. Boy, it's like Jesus. Just say come here.
that
Boy,
means
read this.
boy. That is
Uh,
funny.
you'll have a
It's
lot
such
of
an
fun, dude.
amazing game, man. There's so much surprises coming up and a lot of great moments. Like if you thought that battle was great, there's so many more coming up, man. Good stuff coming up.
And you haven't played God of War, right? At all?
I played the first one, and then
Mm.
I kept up with the story of it because I like to, because like back then when I think I was in high school or whatever, and like college years, the first freshman year, I like to watch cutscenes, so I would
Hmm.
watch the game in that form.
Oh, okay.
But
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
so
So at least you have that. It kind of sucks that
He
you
still
didn't
has
play through the.
attachment to him.
Correct. It kind of sucks though you haven't played the games and like lived through each boss battle and all that. But at least you still watched the cutscenes. So you brought up kind of something interesting. Uh, do all your games that you play? Do you always start them on like? Do you want gameplay or do you want story when you pick up a single player game?
Mm.
single player, I normally do it for the story. Now that's
Okay.
because I mean fireworks. Oh shit, I lost my train of thought. Oh, I love story.
Mm.
And sometimes, and again, right now with the shelter in place and everything, I can be more invested in having it be hard and focus on the story. But typically, I'll lean more towards fun and story, or not easy, but like a normal level of gameplay with
Yeah.
the story, because I don't have 10 hours to kill per
Sure.
day. Like maybe 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half,
How
Yeah.
about you, Frank?
if I'm lucky.
Single player, I do more of the gameplay. If the story's there, it's a bonus for me.
So I do that too. I always go normal, and then if I really like the game, like I did this for Batman Arkham Asylum, I actually
Mm.
played it on the hardest
Oh,
level.
really?
That was the one game that I can remember that I played it again. I played that game at least like 3 times, like from beginning to end.
Which one?
Um,
Arkham Asylum?
Arkham Asylum, yep.
Okay, first one.
And I played the hardest level. That was the one game that I would play
Mm.
again and I played it on the hardest level, and that was awesome. Besides Halo, but Halo I did that
Oh,
for
that gets
Oh
better.
yeah.
What's
this
the
one I
hardest?
just did it. This one I just did it because I wanted to be Batman.
What's the hardest part of Asylum if you play on hard? Breathe or like something
this was
else?
a long time ago. Probably Joker at the end.
Yeah.
That's really hard. There was one crazy scene that maybe the Scarecrow one was pretty hard.
Yeah,
I remember
remember
that.
it on normal I kept dying. Yeah, I imagine on hard.
But Sonny brought up an interesting point, and that's kind of interesting that you go straight for the second to hardest that game.
I used to be like that. Now I'm like, I just want to enjoy it and get through it.
The only thing I would probably say, Sonny, and you might not play that game again, but it does have a plus mode at the end, kind of like when you play Spider-Man. When you play Spider-Man, I recommend you doing that on the normal mode so you can unlock everything. And then if you really like the story again, you can revisit it and then play that on Game Plus because you keep everything that you unlock.
Yeah.
And I would leave Game Plus for your like hardest one.
Same with God of War. You can keep everything you get.
Yeah. I don't know if you're going to want to play God of War again after this.
It's a pretty long game. It's like 30, 35 hours.
And it's taxing, dude, because if you play like me where you want to look for every little thing.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
It's a grind, too. That
It
game
takes
does
you a
have a
while.
little bit of a grind.
This game has a little bit of open stuff where you can... Well, you just got to the serpent, so now you know you can use your canoe and you could do side quests and stuff.
Yeah, grinding is going to start now if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, I probably won't play it after this, only because I got 3 games coming up that I'm surprisingly going to buy. Cyberpunk, Ghost of
Tsushima.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it
wrong.
And
Valhalla.
Yeah. So, and then after this, I have to play Spider-Man. So, I mean, I got plenty of stuff to play.
You got a lot of stuff, man.
I got a lot of shit to play.
And they're all long. They're all big games.
Yeah. So
you guys are paying $60 for all those games?
Well, Sonny magically found a pre-order of Cyberpunk for $50 on Amazon, so I'm gonna pay that.
Easier.
The developer is just, they're known for Witcher, and they're a really great developer. So I'm willing to drop 50 on that.
Yeah.
You too, Sonny? You too, Sonny?
Yeah.
Plus, we love Cyberpunk stuff. We're really into like the music, like the synthwave and the retro 80s and all that cyber stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm down for that.
It's
interesting. Okay.
Cool, man. Well, I'm glad you're playing it, man. Keep us updated a little bit, like as you play it. Just what kind of cool stuff you saw. And Manny recently beat it, probably like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, man. Like almost the beginning of this pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was like episode 3, 2? You beat it.
That was probably because episode 1 I'm playing it. Episode 2. What episode is this?
I think this is 7.
7.
Yeah.
Woo! 7 weeks of this already?
I know, it went fast, right? All right, if you're done, I have 2 nerd outs in there quick.
Yeah, I'm done. Go ahead. All yours.
First one is the Iron Man VR demo came out. I am very happy. I saw videos of people playing this, and I was so jealous because they went to like the gaming conventions and they played it. And so I was just like, oh, I wish I could play it so bad. And then it was supposed to come out, I believe, in March, and it got pushed all the way to July. So it'll be out on July 3rd. No more pushes, and they released the demo, I believe, Wednesday of this week. So I downloaded that right away, and then that night later, when the kids fell asleep, I put on the headset and I started playing. And I have to say, man, it lives up to the hype. First of all, I didn't get sick, which I'm so happy about. And you would think that flying around like Iron Man, you get sick.
Yeah.
But I did not feel sick at all. And I'm probably the most sensitive out of us 3. As you guys were able to play like your first time and you really didn't feel that much. But even at that point, I had already been playing and I was still feeling sick. So I'm kind of like sensitive about that stuff. But this was really smooth. The coolest part, obviously, man, is the controls. Because you use your Move controllers to do everything. So if you want to shoot, you hold out your palms and you can shoot. And then you could put your palms down at your sides and try to, like glide like that. And then if you point them behind you, you start flying forward. And then as you're flying forward, you can tilt your wrists sideways or up and down, and that controls your movement however you move. So the demo is like probably 30 to 45 minutes, and then there's like some challenge modes after you finish the demo. But I have to say the gameplay is really good. There is a story, so supposedly there's gonna be a story mode. It's kind of like bare bones. It's not like anything amazing. Obviously, since we've had Iron Man in the movies, I don't think anything's gonna really compare. But it's fine. Like it's good. There's a villain after Tony for being a jerk, like always. Like there's something he did or something. Somebody's after him. But the beginning is you flying around your mansion. That's on the cliffs, like by the sea, kind of like in Iron Man 3. That mansion that Tony has, and you fly around that, and you can. That's kind of your initial like training ground where you can fly and you can learn how to shoot and all that. You could also do like these wrist rockets where if you hold your hands downwards, it'll automatically activate the targeting for the rockets instead of the, like the palm repulsor thing. So you can kind of switch weapons, and then if
there's no menu that you have to switch it. It's all like activated with your wrist and stuff like that.
Yeah. So
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, if you put your fist outward, it'll automatically know you want to do a repulsor. If you put your palm downward, it knows you want to shoot the rockets, and you're.
And do you see the rocket come out of the arm? Oh my god!
The animation happens, and the rockets come out.
The first game that
and you can target it, shoot it, and then like if you're flying really fast and you want to stop, all you have to do is put your palms forward, and he shoots forward to stop. And then you can do a punch, you could do a thrust, you could do a bunch of moves. As you play, you get better. And then you obviously have the training mode where you can learn a lot. But then after that, you get a small mission where there's an airplane that you're on, and you end up like getting shot out of the airplane, and you have to get your suit back while you're falling through the sky. And then you have to like keep up with the plane, but kill these guys that are trying to destroy the plane. And then you have to keep up with the plane because Pepper's on it. So like you might have to fly up to it and like rip off a piece so that the landing gear could come out, or cool stuff like that. So it's like.
So how about the HUD? The HUD
that is cool,
like you're
dude.
in the suit.
It is so cool. Like remember we played Batman, right? You guys played Batman at my house. It's cool like that because there's a part where like you can look at the armor and it's really close. But then when the HUD comes, it's like it feels enclosed. But then just before the HUD opens up, all you see is the eyes, and it shows you the world behind the eyes, and then it opens up to like the HUD. It's really nicely animated, and I think they put a lot of effort into it. It looks pretty good. I heard the story is probably like 10 or 15 hours. So that is a pretty meaty campaign. It's going to be $40. But the demo sold me, man. Like, it was just too much fun. And I couldn't believe how well it controlled. Like, I didn't think it would be any good. Like, a lot of the games, they fail just purely on controls. But this one is, like I said, you can put your hands in different directions, and it does what you think. And when you're first doing it, you're kind of stupid. You're kind of like Tony in Iron Man 1, where he's like floating and he's like trying not to mess up his cars and stuff. And it's kind of like, it's just really cool, man. I really liked it. I played it probably twice, and then I played the challenges for a while. So that was probably like a surprise too, because I didn't know it was coming out. So I'm down, man. July 3rd. I'm in.
What's your second one?
The other one, I've been watching Avatar, The Last Airbender on Netflix. It is definitely a kid's show. It's not like really meant for adults, but you can still enjoy it.
Keep going.
And I'm like in the world behind it is cool. It's kind of like unique because it's me and Sonny. I don't know about you, Manny. You kind of do, but me and Sonny are really into the martial art movies. This is like the only martial art cartoon that there is, but they add the element that there are different airbenders and waterbenders and stuff, like elemental benders, I guess you could call them. They have these powers. They can control different elements in the world. but it's kind of like martial arts based, but there's still fantasy elements to it where there's creatures and there's stuff like that. It's not purely in the real world, but it's humorous, and the animation is what really sets it apart. It's really high end animation, and the choreography really stands with. If you're like into martial art movies, you will really appreciate the way they fight, the way they choreograph all the action and stuff like that. So I had never watched it before, so Netflix just obtained it, and they have all 3 seasons available. So if you need something like a little animation show to watch, I definitely recommend it. It's only 20 minutes per episode, so you could easily just jump in, watch one or two, and if it's not for you, just bounce. But
No, keep
if you
watching.
do like, I mean, check it out. If you don't like it in the first 5, you're probably not gonna like it.
Mm.
But if you do, then it's a really fun show. So check it out.
Yeah, I mean, Avatar is one of the best cartoon shows ever. Again, you got to keep going though. Like it's again, every cartoon show is obviously meant for young audience, kids. But what
Yeah.
Avatar does, especially later on in series, it I mean, it's always fun for adults to watch. But when you get more attached to the characters and get more invested, and things start to
Mm-hmm.
happen to them, and there's certain episodes and certain things that are brought up and certain
Mm-hmm.
ideas or again, I'm not trying to give too much away, but like personal growth or lack thereof, you really feel it, and you really start to see that this is more than just a normal kid show. This just
Mm-hmm.
sit your kids in front of like if they sit down and they pay attention and you pay attention, you can like gain a
Yeah.
lot from it. So
And what's his name? Dave Filoni was working on this before he went to Clone Wars with Disney. He was, I believe, a storyboard artist, so he wasn't like a big, like in charge of the whole project or anything, but he did storyboarding, and I guess that's where he got picked up by Disney.
yes, I mean storyboard is very important when it comes to making anything really because
Sure.
it yeah it gives you that first glimpse of what is going to be on screen. So I mean like some of that stuff is kind of like artwork you can pretty much like put in a frame and
Mm-hmm.
have it on your wall. So some of it's just gorgeous to like just look at.
And it won a ton of awards for animation and stuff like that. I would say back then you could probably notice it more, but if you're watching it now, it has aged, but it doesn't look terrible or anything. It still really holds up, and like I said, the choreography and stuff is really well done.
Cool. I'm glad you're
Good show, man.
enjoying it so far.
I think I'm on the 12th episode of book 1, so
Okay.
I gotta keep going.
Yeah, keep going. So that was your nerd house, correct?
And that was it for me.
Cool. Is there anything else we want to touch base on before we say goodbye to those who don't want to hear the spoilers, and then kind of just talk about the ending of Clone Wars really quick?
Not me.
Good. There was a whole bunch of Justice League in here.
There was a lot.
Snyder episode. So
No, I think that's it.
I think so.
okay. So I guess real quick for those who are going to be jumping off from this point, thank you guys for watching. If you want to follow us, you can follow us on Facebook at Three Nerds on a Sunday. If you wish to listen to our voices, certain ages, we talk about nerd stuff. You can search any podcasting app,
Mm-hmm.
and we're also on Spotify as well. If you want to look at our beautiful mugs, you can go to YouTube, type in Three Nerds on a Sunday. We'll either be the first or second channel to pop up because for some reason when you type in nerd, so a bunch of other stuff pops up. I mean, I know why.
Sure.
And yeah, well, we're not as active on Facebook as we used to be, but we are starting to get back in the groove. So when we post more stuff, feel free to leave comments. You want to engage with us, we are more than willing to have a conversation and just talk about stuff that we love and that you may not love or you do love. So check us out on all those. And thank you again. So you guys want to say anything real quick to the beautiful people?
Nope, just thank you. And if you want to hear spoilers for Clone Wars finale, stick around.
All right, Clone Wars
All right.
finale.
Cool. Finished it 58 minutes ago. How about Sonny? When did you finish?
Pretty much when it first came out, when they dropped, when they started.
Were you
coming
watching
out.
week to week, or did you what did you do?
I was caught up like way before season 7 came out. Like I was waiting for it to come out. But
Okay.
yeah, I mean, yeah. So when it came out week to week, I was just watching. And I'm like, okay. Like like most of the stuff, there's ups and downs with it. But yeah, I mean, I want to know what did you guys think? Because I know you guys were really high on it. Like you guys were
Man,
talking about stuff.
that squad, that special clone squad, I thought they were
Bad
so
Batch,
cool,
Bad
man.
Batch.
They were too
Yeah.
cool. They were definitely stereotypes. There's a tech guy, there's a big brute guy, but still, man, they were
Cannibal-looking
cool.
guy.
The
Yeah.
way they fought, they were so efficient, and then like the battles they got into, like they found it fun. They weren't scared, or they just had a different way of fighting, and it reminded me of the Commando game from way back
Oh,
when.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know what happened to that group during Order
Yeah.
66.
Yeah, that is interesting, man.
Can you imagine that, dude? Like, I wish
They
that
kind of
group
just dropped them,
somehow
right? I mean,
chose back. Yeah.
they shifted
Hopefully
focus,
they
and they're
chose
just like, eh.
it.
But I believe in lore, all the clones died. They have a certain shelf life, so they just kind of die. So I think by the time like Mandalorian timeline happens, they might all be dead just from natural cause, like they are just expired basically.
How about we see old Rex? Like, I haven't seen Rebels yet, but how about we see an old Rex during Mandalorian? I don't think we will, because it's 14 years. Rebels takes up 14 years after the Clone Wars. But
Revenge
we'll
of the
see.
Sith, or
Well, after, yeah, I guess you could say Revenge of the Sith.
and what
because it's Clone Wars
Mandalorian
now.
again? It's before Episode 4. Is that true?
No, it's after. It's after
Oh wait,
Episode 6.
after Return of the Jedi,
Yeah.
because there's like stormtrooper heads on pikes and stuff.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
there's
I
just
think
remnants of the Empire.
Yeah, I think the Empire fell like maybe a couple of years ago, or not that long ago.
So
Like
it's
they
way
just
too late for clones at that point. There's not going to be clones in Mandalorian, I would say.
Well, I mean, well, yeah, I guess well, no, because
I want there to be, but I just what I read was that they don't live that long.
No, I mean they were bred to. I mean, for the movie, they were bred to be raised really quick. So when they were kids, they were already growing up faster than normal.
Yeah, the accelerated growth. Yeah, that's true.
Because you have Boba. Boba is still, well, maybe Boba's dead, but Boba was alive 2 or 3 years ago. Whenever Mandalorian takes place.
See. He fell at the beginning of Return of Jedi, right, into the pit.
Yeah.
So it hasn't been that long from there to Mandalorian season 2, maybe a couple years or something. So it's not like he's 60 years old or something.
What do you guys think about the end of Clone Wars?
Man, it kept me up. I just kept thinking about like Vader in general, because like I was saying a couple episodes ago, I find his story like pretty sad, dude. Like, I don't know. Everything, he was just like, he was born into slavery. He freaking gets indoctrinated into the Jedis and taken away from his mom, and then he meets her again, but she's dead. And then he's too afraid to lose his wife or whatever, the same way as his mom, and he gets turned to the dark side. So when he kind of shows back up in the final scene of Clone Wars and he sees all the dead clone graves.
Well, I don't think he saw them. I think he just saw Ahsoka.
I don't know. No, he walked up to the graves though.
No, but the only thing you saw was the helmet.
Yeah. I mean, you don't see their bodies, yeah. But then
you don't see. I don't even think you see the helmets. You only see that one helmet.
But do you think she knew what happened to him?
Yes. Not to the extreme of Darth Vader.
She did that on purpose?
Correct. To kind of fake her death. To a certain degree.
Yeah, I don't know. And then there's the whole sensing thing. They probably could still sense they're alive, each other.
So
in a way, yeah.
And that's why I want to see Rebels, because that's
there's
when
some
they
stuff
meet
in
up
there.
again.
Oh yeah, like the shit carries over.
Yeah. So.
Okay. And you said you're gonna watch Rebels, right, Manny?
Yeah, I started right now. It's a little kiddyish, but I'm trying to make my way through it.
Have you watched any of that, Sonny, or no? No Rebels?
So in Clone Wars, my favorite storyline or anything that dealt with was with Darth Maul. and his story carries over to Rebels. So I watched the stuff with him, and that's where
Only?
all that.
You watched the stuff with him only?
Yeah,
You
because I was like,
picked the episodes?
because I was like, I need to know. This is my like the Mandalorian Darth Maul stuff. That was like my favorite thing in the whole show. So when I knew that this story started to carry over and how it ends, I'm like, I gotta see it. And when I saw the end, I'm like, that's beautiful. It's perfect in my eyes. Great. I was like, damn, this is a really good arc. It's a good story. Yeah, like this is why like I tend to love the more extended or like the branch off stuff for the main stories because we get more
Yeah.
actual story and arcs and it gives us something different. And Darth Maul goes from I don't know, he was an apprentice or I think it was an
He
apprentice
was.
to getting cut in half into
Yeah.
becoming the leader of Mandalorian in charge of he was a hut. He was in charge of a big syndicate
Crime
to
bosses, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
there's so much missing between the movies, and this is great because it fills it in. But I think the same happens between Return of the Jedi and Episode 7, where it's like, dude, I mean, we need more here. Like, you can't just skip 30 years like that. It's like, why are they still like struggling like this? Why are
Yeah.
they freaking destroyed so much of the Empire, and why are they still losing?
Yeah.
It's just, you know, it's not enough. And the same with Clone Wars, like, because it fills in Anakin a lot. Because you go from episode 2, the end, he gets beaten very easily by Dooku, but then by the third one, he beats him in 5 seconds, and he's like, oh, yeah, I'm just twice as good as before, so see ya.
Yeah.
And cuts his head off.
Yeah.
So I really it's crazy how much better the prequels now are because of Clone Wars. The Clone Wars made the prequels that much better. And it's nuts that a TV show did that.
Yeah, animation TV show at that.
An animation TV, a kids show did it.
But that's what sucks is like people are gonna overlook it in favor of the movies. And yeah, I did for a long time. I watched a little bit here and there, and I really didn't finish it until recently, last few months.
Yeah.
I thought. Oh, keep going.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna go into the episode. I thought the lightsaber that Darth Vader picked up was the lightsaber that we see in New Hope. Like it threw me off for a second with that, which was kind of weird. But then I forgot that I just thought of it now. I forgot Obi-Wan picked up his lightsaber.
Picks it up,
There's no point.
Yeah.
So that's what I thought.
I wonder why he picked it up. Do you ever think about that?
Well, because he misses Ahsoka. He's still a human.
No, I'm talking about Obi-Wan. Like when he has
because
Anakin defeated on the ground.
He feels bad that he fought Anakin. So he's going to
Why
keep
does
something
he
to
take
remember
it? It's
him.
just weird, right?
Yeah.
I guess so.
I think it's
not that weird.
Like his cross to bear. It's like I did this in a way. This is what I had to,
Well, he also did that with another Jedi in the show. Someone died and he picked up their lightsaber. I think that's just a thing to do.
I mean, I just feel like he's the type of character or person that like takes everything to heart. Where either I had a hand in it, so it's my responsibility to pick up your sword and go.
Spirit, like honor and everything.
Yeah, so
it has that quality.
So I remember I was asking Frank, at what point in the series do I stop it and watch the movie and then pick it up again? And Frank didn't know how to answer that question. I felt, and I didn't know how to ask it. You can't do it. Like it does enough where it'll tell you where the movie starts.
Yeah.
And it'll tell you enough where what part during the movie this is happening, and I appreciate that part. Except maybe towards the end. But even towards the end, like there's certain checkpoints where like, okay, Ahsoka is hearing Mace Windu, Anakin, and Darth Sidious fight. Okay. And then now you keep going from that. At that point, Anakin and everything, and Order 66 is about to go down.
Yeah.
And it just goes from there. That's the one thing I wanted to look up. I wanted to see exactly. Supposedly, there's a spot where you could it kind of times it. An article times it where
Hmm.
Anakin becomes Darth Vader, and where Ahsoka is at that time, or it kind of, I don't know. I gotta watch it. I'll bring it up next time.
And it's probably like what, within a couple days of each other?
But I really no, it's in the same day. So
Same day.
everything that's happening right now, what I heard, it leads it to the end of the Revenge of the or the Return of the Sith. Is that what it's called? Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, Revenge of the Sith.
Sith. So that's the whole thing I like. I like the whole timeline. Like, what is happening? If this is the movie, where's the TV show with it? Because that's how I kind of like to follow it.
What did you guys think of the middle story with the mechanic, or the where Ahsoka obviously has left the Order for a while, and she ends up with these, I don't even know what they are. They're just like smugglers or something.
Wannabe smugglers.
Yeah, yeah, man. I was like, dude, 5 episodes of that, or like 4?
It was 5.
I think it was 1, 2, 3, 4.
Actually, I think each one had their 4 episodes because they're.
So we're talking about 2 hours.
Well, there was like 12 episodes. There were
2 hours of that, and I was just like, it's just too much. I was like, the whole show, I was saying, as a whole, has kind of like that problem where it's like, well, why does this have to be 18 episodes? Like these 6 over here. Yeah, I want to spend more time in this universe, but like these 6 are just not that strong.
Sure.
I was just waiting for it to get back to what it was doing.
Yeah,
but Maul's not dead yet, though.
Well, no, because of Solo. He shows up at the end of Solo.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
that's after.
I don't want to spoil this part, but Sonny, you said you saw all the Darth Maul spots, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you saw the fight between the main fight I'm talking about in Rebels, right?
Yeah. If I didn't know what we're talking about, yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean, I've seen it, so yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't want to say too much from Rebels, and especially Frank, if you haven't seen it, I don't know if you know the fight that we're talking about.
No, I haven't seen any
Rebels. Okay, then do yourself a favor.
Mm-hmm.
Watch Rebels.
I am gonna. Unfortunately, I took a detour on Avatar, but I want to get back to Rebels, especially because I know something special will happen. But what's kind of stupid about Maul showing up in Solo and living through the Clone Wars is like, he's so inconsequential, because look at what happens in the movies. Like, he has no influence on anything that ever happened after that. He doesn't rule anything. He doesn't affect anything.
He does rule. He's the main crime boss.
Of what, though?
Of the underworld.
Of the underworld. It's not evident in any movies or anything.
Solo is about him. He's running that.
So he's in charge of that. I didn't pick up on that. I don't know why. I just didn't.
How do you not? She reports to him.
He's at the end. He tells Kira to go to.
I guess I'm stupid. I didn't pick up on that. I'm just like.
Oh my god! Are you serious?
You see, what's annoying though is like, okay, he's in charge of it, but so what? Like, he's so powerful. He's a Sith. He just ends up having no effect on anything.
He's not that. So the reason why he's not that powerful. I mean, Darth Sidious kicked his ass in the Clone Wars in
easily
season 5. So that's why he has to stay on the ground, because there's only that rule of 2.
Mm-hmm.
Sidious is not going to let you have a rule of 3. He's just going to kill him.
Sure.
And granted, Darth Vader is stronger than him.
Yeah. But you don't think he would have found out about him over the course of 20 years?
Who?
Like, ruling the crime syndicates and stuff? Sidious. Like, wouldn't he have sent Vader? Maybe there is a story that we don't know yet that he finds out about him and he sends Vader to kill him. And that's why he doesn't really have any effect.
I would just say no.
But why, though? Like, it's just weird. Like,
I would say no.
To me, it was annoying. It was annoying that he didn't die, because I was like, it's just so useless. It's useless.
So I think the reason why Sidious didn't go for Vader or for Darth Maul, because it didn't really fucking matter. He owned
because he rules everything.
Owned the universe.
And I
Who
guess he
cares
never
about
stepped
a
on his
Jabba the
toes,
Hutt?
so he's like, whatever, just rule your stupid little worlds, your
Yeah.
underworlds. I don't care.
It was just do your thing. I'm gonna do my thing over here. Just don't bother me.
The
Hmm.
only person that would care about it is Darth Vader, because Darth Vader's more at face level with everyone. That's why he talked to Jabba the Hutt. But even when Jabba the Hutt, when he talked to Boba Fett, but even when Boba Fett talked about Jabba the Hutt, Vader's
Mhm.
like, yeah, okay, sure, we'll pay you money. Don't worry about it.
I
Like
guess
he
so.
didn't
They
really
have
care.
bigger things to worry about, I guess.
Yeah, because
But
I mean,
yeah,
the show itself is inconsequential to the rest of the movie because the movies were obviously made first, so they had in mind of the Luke saga and Han Solo. But this is really nice to be able to add to stuff, be behind the scenes that
yeah.
help makes everything better.
I love the
So,
show, man. I just the
oh, I
whole
mean,
small
show's great.
thing annoyed me. That was it.
The
That's pretty.
only thing that I'm disappointed in, I kind of built it up for myself. So like in the beginning of Revenge of the Sith,
Hmm.
the main thing that happens is that Chancellor Palpatine gets kidnapped, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And Count Dooku, alludes to a fight that they had, and Anakin's like, "I am much stronger now." Now, when we first watched that scene, we were like, "Oh, he's talking about Attack of the Clones and the hangar, right?"
Hmm.
But now that we have the show Attack of the Clones, I was hoping there was going to be this crazy big fight between Dooku and Anakin,
Mhm.
or we were going to see the plot between why or how Chancellor gets kidnapped,
Oh, okay.
Right.
but it never happened, unfortunately.
I didn't really
Uh,
think about that. I don't know why.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I kept asking you.
And it's kind of unclear how he gets kidnapped, right? Well, but obviously he wants to be so that he
but
knows that Anakin is his. I mean,
yeah,
Dooku's an old man. He
I
knows that
always.
he needs a new
I,
apprentice.
I always assumed that he set it all up himself because he needed Anakin to kill him, and he needed him to start going down the path of the dark side. And
Yeah, yeah,
how I mean, how else do you get someone to feel to do bad things, but doing it for a good reason, and slowly start turning them through that way, saying, "Well, you did this because you had to, so now we can help you do
yeah.
this. I can help
And you
you
make
do
him
that."
think it's his
He slowly
idea.
started.
And
Yeah,
yeah.
and
But I
again, they should tell you in the movie about it or in the show, but I think personally as a nerd, it helps us kind of get past that plot point and
Hmm.
it into the actual movie.
with all the seasons being 22 episodes, like this could have easily been 22 episodes and kind of extended that little piece a
You
Sure,
little
think
bit
so?
more,
I
because
know.
the final fight between Dooku and Anakin and Obi-Wan happened on the Pike planet, and that wasn't too like crazy of a
Hmm.
fight.
It was
Um,
short. Yeah.
and there was even an episode where Dooku does kidnap or hires bounty hunters to kidnap Palpatine. And
Mm.
I thought I was like, oh crap, where am I close to the movie? But it ended up not happening. But I even thought like that could have been used for the
Mm.
kidnapping scene, and it would have tied it a little bit more together and gave it a little bit more length. But
I could.
here or there, it's not
Yeah.
gonna happen.
Well, I feel like they didn't know what to do. Maybe not know what to do with Ahsoka walking away. They kind of had to
That's
make
a
it.
horrible cliffhanger. Those people on Cartoon
Oh
Network
yeah.
went through.
What is it? 7 year cliffhanger?
Holy, I don't know how many, but that is a horrible. And then Netflix comes up, and I don't even think Netflix brings up Ahsoka at all. And then
Yeah.
the show gets canceled because Disney bought Star Wars, and
Hmm.
then finally we get this. And I think
Yeah.
that's why they gave Ahsoka that middle episode and basically the last half of the season,
Yeah.
because she was gone for a good amount of time, dude. And she is a favorite. Like I liked her. I ended up liking her a lot more.
Yeah. I love her. She's cool. Yeah. I want to see more of her though, and we're gonna get the live action and who knows what else.
So you definitely got to see Rebels now, and then that will hopefully lead more into
Yeah.
Mandalorian. She does show up. It wasn't confirmed yet that she is showing up, so we'll see what happens with that.
Okay. I hope so.
Uh, yeah, but overall, I liked it. Good ending.
Awesome show, man.
Um,
I want more of this animation, man. I wish it wasn't ending because it was so good.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
I mean, I have usually when you have this 3D style, people don't like it, but man, they did so great with it.
It takes a little bit to get used to, but once you actually get into it and you start to see some of the action scenes with it and everything like that, it's like, okay, you know what, this is pretty good, and then you
Mm-hmm.
play into it. So
Excellent, man.
yeah,
This would be I think shows like this or Star Wars shows is the future of Star Wars.
Mhm.
I know
Yeah.
we're getting movies out, and there's rumors that that's going to be about the Old Republic, but
Mm-hmm.
just filling in the little pieces during the Skywalker stuff for
Yeah.
now is good. It's going to be interesting, man. Like when these movies finally start kicking up again, are we going to care about these main characters, or what are the main characters going to look like?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Well, because if you do it too far
Oh,
away, it's like, why do I really care? You know.
yeah. Like, is it going to tie into Skywalker somehow, some way at one
Mm-hmm.
point? I almost hope they go more on the Sith side now. I want to see more of the Sith.
Yeah. Well, if they do Old Republic, I really hope it's based on the game because that story is really good. And that it gives you a lot of Sith stuff. You learn about more about them, and that game kind of goes to their home world and stuff like that. And there's a twist that's very old at this point, but I won't really say anything about it. But it's a good story, good game. So
Well,
I
that's
hope
a
they were.
old. What's the twist? I mean, it's not even canon.
Well, the twist is that all along during this game, you're playing as the Sith guy this whole
Mhm.
time, but the Jedi took advantage of some kind of accident that you had, and they brainwash you and they make you think that you are not him, and so they
Mhm.
kind of make you do things in their favor to go against the Sith. But you end up going to the Sith homeworld and learning about their culture and stuff, and you learn about the Jedi culture, and in the end, you make your own decision about light or dark side based on everything that you go through during the game. But it has good characters. It's just it's so far removed from everything that we know in the movies that it goes back to your point. It's like, you really got to make me care here because it's so far away from everybody that we grew up with, like Solo and Skywalker and everybody.
So I think the what the movies can do is focus on the main characters because again, like Luke, we saw him through essentially what was it? It's 5 movies.
Yeah.
But like those
Hmm.
those are their things. This allowed for other side characters are different, maybe characters that you heard of, and finally actually be in front of the whole pack. And because again, Star Wars is one of those franchises where you need to have other properties to dive into different characters because there's
Hmm.
no way to be able to cover everything in the main
Sure.
movies. That's what the characters are there for, like the main characters,
Hmm.
like with the new movies. The fact that I think they happen within a course of almost like a week, that it's hard to take a show to fill in the gaps
Sure.
because as soon as first one ends, the second one literally starts right after it, and then the third one starts pretty much right after it as well. So it's hard to fill in those gaps. But
What's
you can easily go before all that or after the main series and follow certain characters or
yeah.
maybe touch on things you didn't want to. And that's what Clone Wars was able to do.
Yeah.
Again, like yeah,
I
again, you learn about Mandalorians and their home planet and the way they operate, about the
mhm.
underworld. You learn about more of the clones and all that kind of stuff, and that's what really helped.
Yeah.
So if Mandalorians, I always thought Mandalorians don't take off their helmet, or is that just a thing for the Mando?
That
It might
that also
be
it's
for
weird.
Mando, isn't it?
It's weird because that is like from stuff that was non-canon stuff anymore, but they still mixed up both of non-canon and canon stuff because Clone Wars is clearly canon, but they still take parts of non-canon stuff because in the Clone Wars we know that they come from a planet called Mandalore, but
Yeah.
in what's now unofficial canon, Mandalorian is more of a title. Like anyone could be a Mandalorian as long as you take
Sure.
up the creed, and that's what we learn in the show with Mando, that he's not
Yeah.
Mandalorian, but he
Right.
was trained to be. So I don't know what they're doing. I'm not sure what's canon anymore and what's not, but
Hmm.
it's hard to say. Like, I like maybe he's part of a tribe because again, like in Clone Wars, it was like half radical, old fashioned. Like we can't change our ways, and other ones like we want to be more diplomatic and we want
Well,
to
you see
be.
with Clone Wars, they definitely filled in the gaps like you're talking about, but now it looks like Mando is going to cover the other gaps, which are between Return of the Jedi and whatever that movie's called, Seven. That's what I want to see. I want to see how did this fall apart? What happened after they won,
Yes.
quote unquote?
Yes.
Like,
I
come on,
want to
man.
see like I want to see how did the new order come to power so quickly,
And
and
they
how did
just
they manage to like become what they were in the Force Awakens. Like that would be awesome to like after was it
and maybe
or whatever like
maybe
go
the
with
answer
that.
is the Empire was so vast that destroying one part of it was just not enough, and there was still enough fear and control to
So I mean,
kind of
this is the
balance it.
perfect time because General Thrawn is canon, and I think he's in Rebels. So I don't know. I again, I love that character with the passion. I didn't see his stuff,
I
but
don't know anything about him.
he's an amazing character. But I would have loved if he was that link between the Empire
Mm.
and the New Order because
Where do you learn
uh,
about him in Rebels?
in yeah, because at first he again when Disney bought him out, they said he's no longer canon, but they actually decided to bring him in. I think it was Rebels or one of the other shows. I
Yeah,
forgot how many shows are out, but they're
and then
like
they did
he's
a
now
book
canon,
or something.
guys. Yeah, because
Uh-huh.
in the books he actually keeps the Empire going once they fall. Like he starts his own like sect
Mm.
of going. I have the power and I have the trust of the people of the Empire, and we're going to continue this until he gets. So he betrays one of his right hand men who stabs him in the back. I think like actually stabs him in the back. But like he's a great character. Like the reason why I love General Thrawn, the reason why I think he's a great follow up from the Emperor is because Darth Vader will choke you if you do something stupid. He might kill you. The team will kill you.
Yeah.
Thrawn looks at you and goes, "What did you do wrong? How can we learn from this, and how can we make you better?" And
Okay.
he
So he's
gains
not like I'm just gonna destroy you. We need to know what we messed up and so we could do better.
correct because he was the first non-human to become the admiral in the Empire fleet, and like they gave
Hmm.
him power to do whatever he wanted to do because they trusted him so much. They're like, "You
Hmm.
do what you got to do. We know that you're gonna win. Just don't fuck up." That's it.
Yeah,
And
because I mean it's like they they dealt a really powerful blow in Return of the Jedi, but it's
yeah,
like it's probably it just wasn't enough, man. The Empire was too big, and it was around for what 25 years while Luke becomes a man.
because
Growing up,
they do touch
yeah.
on it. They do touch on it in Mandalorian, where I think it was uh, Carl Weathers was talking. I
Hmm.
think his name. He was talking. He's like, "Oh, the Empire is just full of like warlords and tribes now. Like they
Hmm.
don't have a central focus anymore. So they're all
Hmm.
just like they all wear the Empire armor, but they're like they're like different subsects of the
Oh, okay.
actual Empire
So there
itself.
might be like
So
three groups
yeah,
or
so
something,
that's
or
why
whatever.
like right. So that's why in my head, Thrawn could have filled that gap between the
Hmm.
Empire and the New Order, since he already probably kept most of that type of structure. Once he died, someone rose up and just filled that gap, and then we were into the New Order. But I don't know what
Hmm.
they're doing with that yet, because again, I know he's canon now, but I don't know what they're doing with him.
Yeah.
So I am excited to see what else they're gonna do, because I mean, this with this ending, we're gonna get more stuff. This
Well,
question
what if
is,
he shows up in Mando at some point,
I'll,
like
I'll lose
season
my
3 or
shit.
something, or I don't know.
My
You
shit.
never know.
I'm not playing with you. I'll lose my shit. Um, that would be amazing.
Well, I gotta
But
watch Rebels, man.
yeah,
I
I
gotta get
mean,
on that.
Yeah.
there's so many opportunities here with Star Wars now. Oh, again,
Yeah,
like
man. More than ever.
there was always opportunities, but to actually make it mainstream where people can go, oh, this is what you can do besides just lightsabers and Luke Skywalker and all that
Yeah,
kind of stuff.
I
Like
think
a lot of
it's
the great stuff to do.
they're starting to get that agenda across. Like it started with Rogue One, and then they really pushed, with Mando and Clone Wars coming back. So there's more to it, obviously. And hopefully, the mainstream gets on board with it.
Yeah, very excited. Again, for like the offshoot of the main timeline stuff. That's I'm very again like Mandalorian season 2. Super
Hmm.
excited. The season Clone Wars was really good
There was like
overall.
one
Um,
moment where Ahsoka she went back to Mandalore, and she
Mhm.
dropped out of the ship with some Mandalorians and with clones,
Yeah,
and she was doing all this crazy acrobatics through the air and taking down all these guys. I mean, she's
Mm-hmm.
pretty good, man. She was like one of the top Jedi, even though she was considered an apprentice. I mean, she's better than some of the guys on the console, I would say. So I really want to learn what happens to her. I mean, what the heck happened after the Order? Because
yeah,
she,
Yeah,
she didn't
I
die.
really appreciate this show, man, and especially all the other Jedi in the background.
Mm-hmm.
You saw in Attack of the Clones, and then you saw them a little more fleshed out. I really appreciate it, man. So any Star Wars fan who hasn't seen Clone Wars yet, I mean, they're
It's
probably
beyond
asleep
worth a
already.
watch.
They're listening to this part, but yeah, they gotta they gotta
No, you
watch
gotta
it.
you gotta watch it. It's more than worth.
yeah. And I mean, talk to people who aren't, because again, there's a lot of people who like, oh, it's a cartoon, it's totally for kids. I'm not gonna watch it.
It was
Uh,
me.
it's no, exactly. Like again, like I know, like Frank's talking about Avatar's, like it's a very kid show. It is, but there's more to it. And Clone Wars, there's more to it than just,
Mm-hmm.
hey, it's a cartoon for your kids to watch. There's a lot more stuff they go into it. They touch on a lot of things.
Yeah.
You gotta again. I think most of them start off kind of like more like kiddish, but once you get into it, like the actual meat and bones of it,
Mm-hmm.
it's an out. It's a really really good show from beginning to end, and it does not only fill the gaps, but it feels like its own thing as well. Like you don't necessarily have to watch the movies to understand, but
Mm-hmm.
what they're giving you is more than enough to be like, I don't need to know anything else. This
But
is like
watching
this is my Star Wars.
watching Clone Wars, man, it makes you think a lot about the original trilogy.
Mhm.
Because I mean, they mentioned the Clone Wars and Obi-Wan is, he's got the lightsaber. There's little things, man, that you can pick up on. It's like he really had that vision in his head. It wasn't just a movie that he threw together. He had a whole universe built without, you know, without showing it, but eventually he did. He was able to.
Mhm. Um,
So if
any
there's
final
nothing
thoughts?
else,
Yes.
yeah, I was gonna say I think we
Hmm?
should probably just start wrapping it up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give Rebels a shot. I don't like the animation so much right now, but
Hmm.
I'm just gonna keep going with it. And I'm kind of sad that I finished Clone Wars, man. It was fun. It was
Yep.
fun trying to root for Rex.
Yeah. That was
I
good.
was waiting for the moment that Rex turned, and that was kind of heart wrenching. That was a cool moment, a sad
Hmm.
moment. I'm glad he came back to the good side.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
yeah, man, the whole thing was really, really well done. Really well done. I can't believe I almost passed up on it.
Yeah.
I think it was, yeah, because I put it down after like season 3, even though I liked it, but I just never cared to finish. But when I knew, the final season was going to come back, I was like, oh, okay, now I got to finish this up.
And I'm so glad that I did watch it in order. I'm
Hmm.
glad I made that extra little effort to watch it in
Yeah.
order.
You
It was a
mean
pain in the
you mean like the special order, not the sequential order?
correct.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it was a
I wish I
pain
would.
at first trying to watch it because I almost had to sit down, make sure I had my phone with me so I don't miss an episode out of order.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but it was super fun, man. Like I have some good memories from the show. It was fun.
Awesome
Very
show, man.
good.
Mhm.
Yeah, man. Again, like last thing again, just in general, please, when it comes to TV shows, cartoons, TV shows, give it a chance. Don't like give the first and second season a chance because
Yeah,
once you get past because again, a lot of places don't get their footing until season 2 or 3. Give it a chance, write it out, and there's a lot of shows that you probably missed out on that you're like, nah, this is stupid, but realize
sure.
it's probably one of the best stuff you could have watched.
I
So
think
just
Asia
give
is
it.
more on board with that because of the anime,
Yeah.
but I think America has to catch up, and hopefully this
Yes.
show propels it to it.
Because
And-
Americans think it's cartoons. For
Yeah,
kids.
and they
Yeah.
see it as like, oh, you're just a big kid, and it's like,
Well, I mean,
no,
I am.
man. I mean, yeah, sure, but it's like you can still find just as much enjoyment out of this show as anything else, man.
I will say this: if Disney did not keep this canon, though, I would have not watched it.
No,
Oh yeah, no, that would kill it a lot.
No.
I mean, it would still be fun, but it wouldn't have the same impact.
well, yeah,
Like the Samurai Jack creator part one. I'm not gonna watch that one. I'm not gonna go looking for it.
Yeah,
even though
I
it's
get
hard
you
to
don't
find.
have to.
it's
I mean,
more
it-
about
yeah.
action.
It's
Like
fun.
just I like
Yeah.
the animation style, but it means nothing, man. Compared to
Yeah,
this,
you-
especially, it's nothing.
All right, I think that's the
Okay,
end of our
guys.
episode officially.
There was a lot to talk about this week, but thank you
There
for
was a
tuning
lot.
in.
a lot to talk
There's a
about.
lot. We talked a lot.
There was a ton.
I mean,
Yeah.
Justice League is all what you needed because that's a pretty big nerd thing to happen.
Yeah.
But thanks for listening, guys. Thank you for staying with us at the end of this episode. Hopefully, you liked Clone Wars as much as we did. I know I cannot wait for the Mandalorian. I'm so happy that
Hell yeah.
that season is not delayed. It's coming out on time. They're risking their coronavirus butts. But yeah, so
When is that coming out, real quick?
probably fall.
Fall. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's
Cool.
a set date, but yeah, it's gonna be on time.
Yeah, I am so happy it's not delayed.
All right, guys, you already know where to find us. Look up
Mhm.
for this video on YouTube, 3 Nerds on a Sunday. Subscribe, ring the bell, do all that fun stuff if you like listening to us. If you want to listen to us in your car and not look at our face, we get that. We haven't shaved. Well, Sonny, I guess, shaved. I just realized that.
Yeah.
Sure did.
Yeah, I didn't shave.
It's all clean.
I'm keeping this going. This is going. My hair is going. If you don't want to look at us, that's fine. We don't want to look at ourselves either sometimes. So just download us on your favorite podcast app. And until next time, guys, say bye.
See. Bye.
Take it easy.